is the world. I mean, they would be done. They will put you out of the synagogue. In fact, the time is coming when anyone who kills you will think he is offering a service to God. Let's see, who got killed? Who was the first one after Jesus that got killed? Stephen. And who was there approving? Saul. They will do such things because they have not known the Father or me. You can't know the Father if you don't know the Son, Jesus says. I have told you this so that when the time comes you will remember that I warned you. I did not tell you this at first because I was with you. In less than a year, Stephen is going to be dead. It doesn't take long for the church to get booted out because of Jesus. I did not tell you this at first because I was with you. As long as Jesus was there, he fought the fight for them. See? He was the leader. They followed. But it wasn't the disciples who argued with the Pharisees in the temple. It wasn't the disciples who carried on the struggle. Jesus did. The problem is, he's leaving. So he says, I didn't tell you this before because you didn't know I was the one who carried the fight. But I'm leaving. So now who's carrying the fight? Yeah. Now I am going to him who sent me, yet none of you ask me, where are you going? Because I have said these things, you are filled with grief. But I tell you the truth, it is for your good that I am going away. Now that's very interesting. How can that be? How can it be for their good for Jesus to go away? Small part of the answer is this. Jesus can be one place at a time. Is that true?
Just like us.
Just like us. Jesus can be exactly one place at a time. Now, he has a way of getting places quickly once in a while. Like when he was out in the middle of the Sea of Galilee, suddenly the boat was at shore. But still in all, one place at a time. But the disciples are going to be scattered all over the world to take the gospel everywhere. So I tell you the truth, it's for your good that I am going away. Unless I go away, the Paraclete, the Counselor, the Advocate will not come to you. But if I go away, I will send him to you. And the point is, and everywhere you go in my name, to bear fruit, whether it's India, where the gospel gets very quickly, by the way, or Asia Minor, what we call Turkey, or Macedonia and Rome and Britain and all of those wild countries way up to the north. Everywhere you go, the Holy Spirit will be with you. When the Holy Spirit comes, he will convict the world of guilt in regard to sin and righteousness and judgment. He will convict the world of guilt, verse 9, in regard to sin, because people do not believe in me. In regard to righteousness, because I am going to the Father where you can see me no longer. And in regard to judgment, because the prince of this world now stands condemned. I'm going to come back to that key little passage. I have much more to say to you, more than you can now bear. But when he, the Spirit of truth, comes, he will guide you into truth, all truth. He will not speak on his own. Anybody catch an echo of something else here? Who else said, I say nothing of my own? Yes, Jesus says that earlier. I only speak what I hear my Father speaking. I only do what I see my Father doing. Now, what's true of the Son is true of the Spirit. And now you can see why the Orthodox Church wants to talk about the kingship of the Father. Karl Barth, one of the great Christian theologian of the last century, probably without dispute, says there is a commanding person of the Trinity, the Father, and an obeying person of the Trinity, the Son. For God so loved the world that he sent his only Son. The Father commands, the Son obeys. The Father commands, the Spirit obeys. He will not speak on his own. He will speak only what he hears, and he will tell you what is yet to come. He will bring glory to me. What's the Spirit's job? He will bring glory to Jesus by taking from what is mine and making it known to you. So one of the things the Spirit does is take what is Jesus and make it known to Jesus' people who are out doing Jesus' mission. All that belongs to the Father is mine. That is why I will say that that is why I said the Spirit will take from me what is mine and make it known to you. So there's the whole Trinity. Everything that is Jesus, he got from the Father. And the Spirit's going to communicate everything that Jesus passed on to his people, us, that he received from the Father. Everything that belonged to the Father belonged to the Son. The Spirit is going to make it all belong to us. Think of that. Some of his disciples said to one another, "What does he mean by saying, 'In a little while you will see me no more, and then after a little while you will see me'?" They kept, and what does he mean by, "Because I am going to the Father"? So they kept asking, what does he mean by a little while? We don't understand what he is saying. Jesus saw that they wanted to ask him about this, so he said to them, "Are you asking one another what I meant when I said, 'In a little while you will see me no more, and then in a little while you will see me'?" What's he referring to? That in a little while he's going to be killed, and in a little while he's going to be raised. 3 days is a little while. It's going to seem like a long blamed little while Jesus is dead. But it really is only a little while. I tell you the truth, you will weep and mourn while the world rejoices. You who have your origin in me, and therefore in the Father, will weep and mourn, while those who have their origin in themselves and each other are going to be celebrating. See? You will grieve, but your grief will turn to joy. And then this lovely little image. A woman giving birth to a child has pain because her time has come. But when her baby is born, she forgets the anguish because of her joy that a child is born into the world. You just got to ask the moms here. Jesus get that about right? My father, the psychologist, used to say, "Jim, if human beings didn't forget, there'd be no second children." So it is with you. Now is your time of grief. Now is your time of grief. But I will see you again, and you will rejoice, and no one will take away your joy. After they see the resurrection, everything is going to make sense. In fact, when Jesus is raised from the dead, their entire view of the nature of the universe is going to shift. Everything's going to change. Oh, that's the nature of the world? Oh, that's the nature of God's creation that extends past the visible cosmos? Past what you can see in the stars in the sky? There is something about the resurrection that communicates something about the realms of God's creation. The visible universe, heaven and hell. In that day, you will no longer ask me anything. I tell you the truth, the Father will give you whatever you ask in my name. If you want to know what that means, go to Pastor Mark's sermon. Until now, you have not asked for anything in my name. Ask and you will receive, and your joy will be complete. This is a missional prayer. And even missional prayers sometimes take a long time to get answered. For more than 100 years, missionaries went into Islamic countries with nearly zero outcomes in terms of people learning to know and love Jesus. For over 100 years. And they kept going.